investigators summed up the search for the man suspected of kidnapping 4-year-old Alisa Maier. Police say Paul Smith shot himself as officers approached him for questioning last night. He later died at the hospital. Smith is a registered sex offender convicted of sodomizing a 10-year-old boy back in 1995. We're taking a look now at new video of Alisa today, back home for the first time since she was abducted. Police say Smith snatched her from her family's front yard Monday night while she was playing outside. Police found her thanks to witnesses Tuesday night at a car wash 70 miles away. Her hair had been cut. Her clothes had been changed. Her dad says Alisa identified Smith when she saw a picture of him.
She identified the guy last night when she seen him on TV. Said that's the man who cut my hair. All right, and that's all. You know, I'm not a person to say anything. I'm not going to go anything about saying anything to her. She'll come out and she wants to say anything about it. Well, that's fine, you know.
What was your reaction when she said that's the man that cut my hair?
I was ecstatic. I was okay. And, you know, I was stoked. That was, you know, we knew that was him. I knew it was him.
Here's what some of you are saying about this case on Facebook. Michelle writes, we have zero tolerance on children at school for some of their behavior. Why is there no zero tolerance for child sexual predators? Makes me sick. And Danielle says he was somewhat remorseful. Otherwise, he would not have let her go. I am thankful he can't hurt anyone else. Now, even though Smith is dead, police say the investigation is not over. Joining me now, HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks and Anita McLevis. She lives near Alisa's home, is one of her neighbors who baked those cupcakes to bring over for Alisa when she returned home. Let me start with you, Mike Brooks. With that last statement by police, they say this investigation is not over. Right. What are they doing now, and what are they perhaps looking for? Other victims here?
Well, that's a possibility. If he did this to Alisa, is there a possibility he couldn't have done this to other little girls or other little boys? So, yes, they're going back. They're looking at all the surveillance video because, you know, they saw him buying new clothes at a Walmart in Troy, Missouri. So was he by himself there? Could anybody else be involved with him? We don't know because he killed himself as police moved in, Vinny.
All right, Anita McLevis, have you seen little Alisa?
Not yet, I have not, but I heard she's home.
Yes, she is. What was the reaction of the neighborhood last night and when everyone found out that the man suspected, the man they believe did all this, killed himself?
Well, actually, everybody stuck together. They were just, you know, concerned about her. This gentleman can't do anything more to another child. It sounds terrible, but I'm really glad he's gone.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Let's see what you have to say about all this. We go to Rosemary, who's in Illinois tonight. Good evening, Rosemary.
Good evening. I am so happy that they found that little girl, and I think you, Jane, and Nancy are doing a great job keeping all of these kids out there in the public, and I don't understand why they can't keep these guys behind bars so they don't get these little girls or boys.
Great point, Rosemary. Thanks for the call. And that is the problem here because, Mike Brooks, as we know, you follow these cases.
Yeah.
Sodomized a 10-year-old boy in 1995, but he gets out. And when he gets out, sure, he's a registered sex offender, but what does that mean? That doesn't stop him from striking again.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't stop him from registering where he goes. You know, law enforcement don't know where he goes from day to day. And Vinny, they're also going back. He changed her clothes. Where are the clothes that he had of Alisa? And could there possibly be clothes from other little children that maybe people don't even know? So law enforcement, they're going to go back and they're going to take a look at any cases of possible snatches and of child abduction to see if any cases at all resemble this particular case.
Yeah, well, again, the good news tonight, folks, is, and, you know, the guy killed himself, but the good news is he's not going to strike again. And I think that's what a lot of people are talking about tonight. That and this cute little girl who's back home with her family. And look at her, just smiling, happy to be where she's supposed to be, with her family, at home. And here's the frustrating part of this, but Mike Brooks, the good part of this is the investigation, the way they were able to track this guy down, because he kills himself when when police are approaching to talk to him. They figured out where the clothes were from, that Walmart, checked their surveillance video, got a picture of the guy, and then found out they bought some cigarettes. And as a result of that, they knew his age, Mike.
He had to give his date of birth, show ID, to buy the cigarettes. So that's not too hard to do. You can put into the sex offender database just a date of birth. It'll pop over different people. Take a look at the video. Boom, you got the picture to compare it. And that's how they found out, just good old-fashioned police work, Vinny.
And it happened so quickly. And this is good news for us. And I think in this case, Mike, we have to celebrate the fact that the Amber Alert may very well have been what really triggered all of this. Because if he knows everyone is out there looking for him, he knows that this is a big story. Word is out. There's a description of him, a description of the car. Everyone's listening for that loud muffler.
Yep.
There's pictures of the little girl out there. Everyone's got their eyes open. He may have panicked and said, you know what, I better just drop this kid off and get out of Dodge.
That's what it sure seems like, Vinny. And then all of the, the investigation that was going on, and boom, they come up with this guy, develop as a suspect, go out there to talk to him last night, and as they approached, he killed himself. But they're right, though. They're not stopping right now on this particular case. They're looking at other cases, looking for other additional evidence that could be linked somewhere else.
And you talk about looking for other things. Right now, they're taking stuff out of his home. They have a search warrant, went in, grabbing stuff from inside this guy's house to try to figure out exactly what else he may be involved in. Because here's a guy who has been convicted once back in 1995. We know he struck again now. What else could he possibly be responsible for? And I guess they'll also put together, just to verify as well as you can, the fact that he is the one that snatched little Alisa from her front yard. This is the suspect's house that we're looking at right now. This is a live shot of that. And you can see investigators doing their work there, going in and getting what they can. And this is the site of where he killed himself, Mike. And as he's being approached, investigators never had an opportunity to speak to him because he's outside, perhaps working on his car, doing something, sees the police coming, shoots himself right where we're looking.
Right, and they're going to go over that house and that property, Vinny, with a fine-tooth comb. I guarantee you that.
All right. Anita McLeavis, the neighbor from the neighborhood. I mean, the celebration continues today. What are you going to do when you see little Alisa for the first time?
Well, it won't be the first time.
Well, you see her for the first time since she came back home.
Yeah, give her a hug like I always do. Let her pet my dog like she always does. And just hope she goes on normal.
All right.
She definitely has to be a normal little girl.
Anita, as great as it has been to speak to you as a neighbor and someone here the last 3 nights, I hope we don't really have to speak again, because that means nothing bad is happening in your neighborhood.
No, what happened is when it first started, I'll tell you, we were covered up by the FBI, and it just felt like a big blanket. And they protected all of us, and then when they found her, they flew out. Yes, definitely. You will probably not have to talk to me.
I don't think we're going to be speaking to you. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much, Anita. All right. J.C. Dugard held captive.